Of our others, the Last High King at 9-2, Gallop Chasse 11-2, Molineux, our boy 9s, Castle 10s, and bigger prices the rest. I thought you made a good point about the Last High King in the fact they had a tongue tie on for his first run after a wind up at Stratford, and early doors he just didn't look particularly happy. He didn't travel very well and stayed on the one pace. Maybe with the tongue tie removed today, he'll be a little bit happier.
Yeah, it's possible that Connections felt he wasn't really facing the tongue tie. Not all horses do take to them all that well, so taking that off, you'd like to see him travelling better. He obviously did finish second at Stratford this day, but just sort of plugging on past the eventual third. And
he was just very slow over that first fence, and from what we can see now, that's what he was like really the whole race, not giving the jockey any help.
I don't know. Hopefully the tongue tie was the reason. I on the back of that wouldn't have had him second favourite myself, but it might be that the tongue tie really was the problem, and his work at home's potentially been much better, obviously without it. I just thought that Gallop de Chasse was the one that you could make more of a case for if he could bounce back to form.
Yeah, Gallop de Chasse, he's had an irregular heartbeat twice now, both times when he went to Chepstow and he was beaten straight away. He pulled up 6th and 7th. Last time he had it, he went on and finished second on his next start. So once he got it corrected, it wasn't an issue, and he looked in good terms in the paddock.
Yeah, he looked really well. He was dragging his groom around and sort of full of himself. And like you said, the yard have been a bit in and out of form, so it's kind of hard to judge them. But they have had a couple of winners of late, so I didn't want to totally rule them out because they're not out of form totally. I thought the ground was ideal for him as well, and like ultimately Calgary Tiger is the one that looks like they have to beat because he's on the up, but a horse like him isn't always the most reliable because at some stage his enthusiasm gets too much, and you know they can catch up with themselves.
Yeah, those kind of horses that are very much on their toes, they don't tend to last that long because they do exert themselves all the time. It'd be interesting to see if he can get the hat trick up. Cassatul 7-1, he is becoming well handicapped.
Yeah, for sure, but a horse that's not that easy to win with. He's been, or was running okay at Newbury when unseating 2 out, and if he can repeat that performance, obviously minus the unseat, then he should run okay, but he's just tricky to win with and not the easiest to place.
Can Calgary Tiger get the hat trick? Let's find out with Mike Cadamol.
Yeah, it's interesting that he gets on so well with Ben French Davis. I'm sure you've been referring to that in the last few minutes, guys. Gallop de Chasse a bit away from the others at the moment. Yeah, I don't know about you. I love front-running chases over 2 miles. They float my boat. They do. I love them. So Calgary Tiger, having done it here before and at Newbury, has got to defy another rise in the weights. So the 7 runners now are together. Just out of the picture, Gallop de Chasse. Just seeing whether the starter is on his rostrum. Runners are quite some way back from the tapes. Do you know what? I thought Gallop de Chasse was joining in with them, but he must be near there somewhere. The camera was picking him up just a few moments ago. Well, the runners have walked back to the top right-hand bend. And now Gallop de Chasse, there he is about to join them. Pulled up last time out with an irregular heartbeat, so let's hope he's all right today. Here we go then, 7 runners lining up for this 2-miler, Class 3 contest. Whoa, 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 whoa. Molineux just a bit keener than perhaps he should be. Gallop de Chasse also anxious to get on with it. Starters still just waiting for them. They can join the others and walk in. Those on the favourite in the red and yellow colours, Calgary Tiger. Here they come. And they're off, racing for the CRS and Adams Morey handicap chase, Class 3 event. Down quickly to the first of 13 fences. Calgary Tiger comes up towards it and absolutely pinged that one. And is already up by 3 lengths. Ben French Davis hanging on to him. Racing in second is Texar, just ahead of the Last High King in the blue and yellow, the white face of the Last High King. Molyneux is in the yellow jacket on the inside of Gallo de Chasse. Casa Tall at the back with Forward Away. So coming up the home straight towards the second fence. Oh, Calgary Tiger hit that. Oh, an even worse mistake by Texard in second. Hit it. And some drama already then. Let's see how they jump the middle fence. Calgary Tiger. He's a bit of a runaway, isn't he? Comes up towards it. Got himself right at that one, though. Texar much better as well. And these three separated by about 5 lengths already. In third, the Last High King. Clear of the other 4 runners as they took the last fence on the circuit. Molyneux's on the inside of Gallo de Chasse in the black and red colours. Forward Away and Casa Tall racing together at the back of the field as they race past us now and head away down towards the side of the track. To the 5th fence now. So this exciting front runner, Calgary Tiger, takes the field up towards the water jump here, leading by 3 lengths. Texard racing in second place. 6 or 7 away then to the Last High King in third as they turn that bend and take them down the back straight. Gallo de Chasse 3 lengths away fourth. Molyneux half a length away down in 5th. 2 lengths then back to Forward Away. Casa Tall a length behind him. First fence down the back straight is a plain one. Calgary Tiger setting decent fractions here. Clearly he hasn't shaken off the attentions yet of Texard, who's just lost his form in his recent starts. As they move down towards the open ditch here. Calgary Tiger was good at that. And Ben French Davis has now got him nicely settled as they move down towards the 8th fence over on the far side. Texard is clear second. In third place then, the white face of the Last High King with Molyneux, who's just creeping into contention now for Harry Kimber in the yellow jacket. This is the last fence on the back, the last open ditch. Calgary Tiger really good at that one. Texard fiddled his way over in second. Molyneux with the Last High King in third and fourth, disputing that position. Forward Away, Gallo de Chasse and Casa Tall. So now they're racing down and completing their first circuit now. They've got 4 more fences left to take. Racing past their point of departure now. Going down towards the 4th last. And Calgary Tiger. Another great leap from him. And he's up now by about 4 lengths as he turns into the home straight. Maybe a little bit less than that now as Texard is trying hard. The one that is making good progress is the Last High King in the hands of Jordan Naylor. The white face moving up quite well into second. Gallo de Chasse getting into it as well. 3 more fences left to take here. Calgary Tiger over it ahead, but only by a couple of lengths. The Last High King is drawing alongside him now, and the favourite looks to be facing a bit of an uphill battle here because the other 2 are swooping past him. Gallo de Chasse now moved into second. Over 2 out they go. Gallo de Chasse trying to track down the Last High King, and Calgary Tiger back in third. Here's the final fence now. The Last High King and Jordan Naylor over it clear by about 4 or 5 lengths. A mistake at the last by Calgary Tiger when held in third place. The Last High King is going to win this one readily indeed. Jordan Naylor, Nigel Twiston Davis, Gallo de Chasse second. And then Calgary Tiger, and close for fourth, Casa Tall and Forward Away.
The Last High King wins for Jordan Naylor, Nigel Twiston Davis and owner Mr. Eddie Wetham. Second run after a wind up, and perhaps most importantly, Megan, didn't have a tongue tie on today.
Yeah, absolutely. He looked much happier throughout the race, to be honest, and you know there was a fast pace on which eventually did collapse, but he just travelled into it smoothly, and clearly I think the tongue tie coming off has really helped him.
We knew that Calgary Tiger, Ben French Davis, does not have much choice. He's got to let him stride on, and here he barely took off, and it was a great sit.
Yeah, it was, and it was a miracle that the horse managed to get his landing gear out, and actually just as much of a mistake from Texard in behind. So we were lucky not to lose 2 at that fence. But after that, similarly to before, Calgary Tiger actually jumped pretty well from there on in, really.
I thought
a bit of a mistake at the last, but other than that, he was good.
He might have got a breather there, and he might pick up again like he did at Newbury, but perhaps at the tackier ground this afternoon, he just doesn't give himself much chance the last time, whereas the Chestnut, he's travelled really nicely in between the pair there.
Yeah, he has. The last High King turning in, you thought your eye was drawn to him because he was doing everything very smoothly. It's nice to see Gallop de Chasse back to form. He's run a pretty good race in defeat, which was really nice to see after pulling up with the irregular heartbeat last time. But ultimately, the market got it right, and the last High King, you know, should have been second favourite. I was slightly concerned because last time was so poor, but he's bounced right back to form and by far put up a career best performance there today.
Yeah, away from Chepstow, Gallop de Chasse much happier. I don't know, well, whatever reason, it's the 2 runs there that he has had an irregular heartbeat. That's his 4th second of the campaign to go, along with the Hereford success. Those in behind, Old Molyneux, he enjoyed himself pointing, but he dominated it in point-to-points. With Calgary Tiger in the field, he couldn't do that today.
He finds it harder back in, you know, this rules and this level. He's 12-year-old now, you know, he's definitely not getting any younger. Calgary Tiger, despite being so keen and, you know, a big rise in the weights, he's actually not disgraced himself by any means. I thought he was actually going to have sort of tamed out the back of the picture, but watching the head on there, he was still giving all of an effort and sort of terrier-like in defeat. So, you know, fair play to Connections, but can't take anything away from the winner, who eventually was pretty impressive.
Yeah, quite cosy in the end for the last High King. Don't rule out Calgary Tiger back on proper quick spring ground if we get a bit of sunshine around, because he's still run well back in 3rd for winning the best turner. But that was a nice success there, Jess.